Hey everyone, I just want to show you this next project I'm doing. You can see I've got can storage and built the rack here, and it's worked very good. It's my Uncle Andy's design, and God rest his soul, I appreciate him taking the time when I was a kid to teach me stuff. Problem I got going on, I'm running out of room. So let's go in and I'll show you a problem that I've got. This is a good problem, but let's just go through the cabin real quick. And here's the problem I got. It's getting full. I'm running out of space, and the squash, I'm about done with the squash. I'm starting to give it away. But with all this going on, I need to add a little bit more cabinet space, and I don't want to put more cabinets. So I've got an empty spot that's not being utilized, and pardon the mess. This is all temporary until I get it organized. But right here's an empty space above the wall. So I'm going to build a rack. And that'll give me some more storage. And the reason I want more storage is I got purple hull peas coming in. So I'm going to go outside and see how it turns out. And we'll start on it. So what I'm doing here, I'm just trying to lay it out for 1 quart or 2 pints. So, and I've got 27 inches to play with where I'm wanting to go, so I'm marking out 27. The line on the deck will be the bottom of my rack. So there I go. I've got it to be a 2-rack system. I'll have a top, bottom, and then I'll start nailing and gluing it together. So I don't make a big mess, I'm going to mark on the boards where I need to glue. Wood glue is very, very important. It's if you ever want to do an experiment, glue 2 boards and let them dry and then try to pull them apart. It's amazing product, cheap, very cheap. And this is one of my favorite tools. Check it again. Now the middle. I'm using these more narrow boards for my, I call it the seismic strip. Just holds the jars in place. So I've got what I call the seismic boards. Maybe a keeper board, but what it does, if we do have earthquakes here in Tennessee, so it keeps the cans from falling out, or somebody slams the door hard, or rambunctious kids in the house. So what I've got to do now, I need to put a backboard on here, so I've got something to nail it to. So basically, all you do, you just put this board on the back. I don't like the ink showing. And all these are furring strips. So the best way to do it, put it up against this. And these boards are warped. Shocker, right? They came from a big box lumber store. But when you put them up against the wall and anchor them good, it takes the bow out. Still got it marked, and I'll just cut it. And making these, I think, makes good Christmas gifts too. So you can't buy these at a store, right? So just like that. Cut one more. And these boards are pretty rough. I'll go with a rustic stain on it before I do it. I'll sand them down, and that really makes these really crappy boards a lot better. So looking for a tape measure, of course. And I don't have the best carpenter tools in the world, so, but this will work. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. So what I'll do is, like you just saw, I flip it and then I glue it. Make sure the ink's not on that side, and I'll rub it real quick, and that marks where the glue hit and where it didn't hit. One. First racks I always built, I used screws. Screws are overkill. When you use that wood glue, it's game over. I hate how worky this wood is. But the glue will take care of it. And anchoring it really good to a wall. Check it one more time. There you go. So any nails that got missed, I'll get a pair of diagonal pliers and cut them. Just cut them off. it. So then I'll start sanding. I'll also wipe it down with a rag. basically it. You can see how it turned out. And the wall, you don't really need a backing for it because the wall will hold it. So I built it for a quart, or you can double stack pints. I'll make a couple more of these just because I got the wood. I also think these would be good gifts for somebody, especially if somebody's into canning. They can just go like that. I'll stain it up and it'll be ready to mount. Like I said, with these boards here, just drill some holes, hit a stud's the best way, or to use some very, very good anchors. And this wood's not the best. If you had a show house, I definitely wouldn't go with this lumber, but with a rustic cabin, it works good enough. And with the rustic oak stain that I'll use, it'll fall right into place and look like it was made to be. So far so good. So I decided not to stain it. This wood through here, especially with this wainscot I put in, is a lot more blonde looking. The stains that I would be using would be gray. It's getting just a little bit claustrophobic here, but this should, in one more rack, take care of the canning season for this year. As you can see, maybe you can't, this is getting full. The pantry's full. Every little nook and cranny's full. But I also believe if you don't see it, you won't use it. I've got some cans that I put away back in a cabinet a couple years ago and I forgot about them. And I also think that glass can jars, homemade can jars, are actually a work of art, especially when you add different colors to them. So it'd be a nice conversation piece too, and it'd be functional. This is a tiny home cabin, so you try to use all the space you can. So I think this works pretty good and very cheap. I might have, not including the tools, I probably got $5 in it, so you can't beat it. It's got a rustic look to it, and it goes right in with the cabin. So I appreciate you watching. I really do appreciate you watching the other videos on the channel too. The channel's starting to grow a little bit. I started the channel to help others just because I was watching other YouTube videos and it seemed like everybody didn't explain or show, or if they did, it was just so they could have footage to get the minutes. And I don't think that's right. We've all got time that we could be doing other things. So I want this channel to be where you can learn and to be educational. I will be in the future here doing some planting videos. We're about to put the food plots in and start on the fall garden. So I do appreciate you watching, and it's a very big deal, especially leaving the comments and giving me the thumbs up. Especially when you're spending hours editing these things up, you wonder if anybody's even watching them. And I really do appreciate you leaving the comments. And that's going to wrap this video up, and really appreciate it. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Take care, and God bless.